David Cameron is pushing through emergency laws which will allow MI5 and the police to read our emails and listen to our mobile phone conversations. The Prime Minister said keeping the country safe from terrorists is essential at a time that it's feared Britons could be signing up to fight in Syria and Iraq. Our Deputy Political Editor, Joey Jones, has that story.
Right now, any individual, any conversation on the phone is creating information that can be tapped into. Who is speaking and to whom, the time, the location. It's this communications data that is currently gathered by service providers up and down the country every minute of every day. According to the government, the system is under threat, and the Prime Minister says it must be maintained.
We face real and credible threats to our security from serious organised crime, from the activity of paedophiles, from the collapse of Syria, the growth of ISIS in Iraq, and al-Shabaab in East Africa. And I'm simply not prepared to be a Prime Minister who has to address the people after a terrorist incident and explain that I could have done more to prevent it.
We all know the Lib Dems have qualms about this sort of stuff, but here was Nick Clegg at the PM's side, fully signed up, just as long as no additional surveillance powers are created.
This bill has nothing to do with the so-called Snoopers Charter. That was a Home Office proposal to store every website you've ever visited for a whole year. I blocked that last year, and I blocked every further attempt to bring it back.
So why now? And why the rush? Well, the main worry here at the Home Office was that a recent European court ruling might wipe out all the existing data retention powers. So an emergency bill is being rushed through Parliament to secure them. Separately, though, there's also legal uncertainty surrounding the much more limited but draconian power to listen into the content of a conversation. That's where you need a warrant from the Home Secretary, strong suspicion of something like terror-related activity. And again, there, the bill will put that power on a sound footing. It is unusual to see all three party leaders in agreement, and a handful of MPs smell a rat.
I have no doubt the Home Secretary will get her bill through next week, but the price will be a perception that it is as a result of a last-minute deal between elites with little scrutiny by Parliament or civic society, and that the rushed legislation might unravel.
Meanwhile, the police and security services insist new technologies are developing that make their job harder. And the Tories and Labour are both inclined to offer them additional tools to keep pace. So, more argument, more controversy. The surveillance debate is going to be a constant feature on the Westminster scene. Joey Jones, Sky News.